Good evening, my Rosalins and Rosalin's mother is back, and I want to talk about some of my pretty privileged blessings and occurrences. And this is just a drop in the bucket of a lot of my experiences. But I want to share several little ones, right? So, at one point, I had told one of my guy friends that I was interested in older men that were like Christian when I was Christian and when I wanted to have kids one day before I decided to be child free. And I was introduced to an older man. I believe he was from Ghana. And he was someone who was very sweet and Christian. He literally found out I was vegan from my friend because at the time I was on my vegan journey, and I'm currently now on my plant based slash vegan journey again. But this man literally had a whole feast ready for me with all these fruits and avocado and a little bit of vegetables, but mostly fruit and avocado. It was so delicious. Because we had went to his house, me, my mutual friend, and we had went to his house, and we had a great conversation about spirituality, about the economy, the world, the mindset of a lot of people, etc. And he wanted to court me, but at the time I wanted children and felt that he was a little bit too old to be the father of my kids. And I just really appreciate it. He also gave me this neck, well, it was a bracelet. I still have it. It was for queen mothers from his country. And he said that he wanted to give me that. And he gave me like this fan or whatever. It was just like he just gave me random cute little gifts. Um, and I thought it was so sweet. He wanted to court. Yeah. Okay. So this was a couple years ago, though. He randomly gave me $50 after a visit and said I was so beautiful. I did realize that he was definitely enchanted by my beauty, and I like that. I love that. Actually, I adore it. Um, Okay, and then this was interesting and generous. Every time I went to see him, which was two times, so I think in total he gave me $100 to $150, like $50 every time I came to see him with my mutual friend, just because he appreciated the company. So I thought that that was really, really cool and nice and sweet. And I had told him like, no, it's fine, and he was just like, no, just take it. I want to give you it, and so I took it. And in that instance, the I guess blessing I got from that was the encounter with a generous, kind, older man, and I got money. Another instance is one time I was walking down the street and making my way from the store. A man had pulled over and said that I was so pretty and have I eaten? And I had said no, I hadn't eaten yet, and he literally gave me $20 just because I don't know this man. He just gave it to me. Um, And I don't remember if we exchanged numbers, we might have. But in case, in that situation, I had gotten a free lunch. Okay, another one is I remember being stopped as I was walking by a group of people my age. I believe they were younger like me, probably like in their early 20s. And they were driving and asked me if I needed a ride. I said no. And they said that I was so pretty. And the girls in the car, I believe, I don't know if we exchanged numbers or whatnot, but they were like, wanted to be my friends and stuff. They were just trying to make sure that I was okay because I was walking. I thought that was very nice. So something I got from that was a possible like friendships. I remember living in my apartment, and there was this pretty girl around my complex, and she was always walking like me to go to the store and stuff. And she was so gorgeous. I told her she was beautiful, and we exchanged numbers because I was thinking, oh my god, I can now have finally a pretty girl that's a friend around this area because I didn't really like meet too many women that were pretty and friendly that were like near where I lived. Like I knew some from work, but they lived other places. And she asked what my so we exchanged numbers, and then she asked me what my sexual orientation was randomly through text. And I told her I was straight, and she had asked because she was romantically interested in me. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm flattered when women say that I am attractive enough to be romantic with, respectfully. Because it's one thing when you're hit on by men, it's another when you're hit on by women that are pretty. It's just like, damn, like I'm flattered. Anyway, so in this case, was like something that I gained was an ego boost because a pretty girl wanted me. Respectfully. I thought that that was just really sweet. And it kind of off guard though, for real. But yeah, I was shocked. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say I was shocked. Um, Another instance is I remember working at Little Caesars, and my friend who I met just from walking would pick me up and take me to my grandmother's house because he didn't want me walking in the dark. So I got a form of protection and transportation, just randomly. And then I was on a date with the mechanic, and he had angered me on the date. And as I was walking faster than him, another man tried to talk to me. And he was like, "Damn, mother, you're doing it again." Because, okay, let me explain. So this mechanic that was taking me on a date was late as hell to the date, and I was upset. I was annoyed. And then we went to the restaurant, and we had to go to a different restaurant because the other restaurant he had planned on going to, I think it was an ill-prepared plan on his part or strategy because it was just not what it was giving. And so I looked very pretty. I had on this black, beautiful dress. I had my little curly wig on. I was living my best life looking gorgeous. And tell me why. Tell me why he showed up with a Ravens jersey and some jeans and some high socks and some sneakers. Like, was it jeans or was it like capris? Child, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. And I was just so done. I was so done. So I was literally storming off because I was ready. I was ready to go. I was ready to go home. Okay. Okay. And I was just over this date. And as I was walking away, this man, this random man was just like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" So I got hit on while I was on a date by another man. I'm just so done. Okay. And then I was walking down the street and a car stopped asking if I needed a ride and I said no thank you. Then another car followed after him asking the same question. So there have been multiple times where when I was walking down the street, this is when I was a teacher, an educator. Okay? And it would be, I swear to God, I'm not even like lying. I'm not. I'm not. Like every day I would take a walk. At least 99% of the time I was at my apartment complex. And I would take a walk because I love walking. It was just therapeutic for me and putting in my headphones. And damn near, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm really not. I'm not. Damn near every day, some man would stop trying to get my attention or trying to get my number or trying to offer me a ride, or as I'm walking and they're walking, they would stop and try to holler at me to the point where I had to learn how to not make eye contact and act like I was very distracted. And I would get kind of anxious because I was just expecting someone to try to get my attention some way, some shape, some form in order to potentially take me off the market. Okay. So I've had quite experiences. I'm just going to say it. I've had some good experiences where I actually meet really decent men. And then I had experiences when I just meet men that are, wanting something that I'm not willing to get them. And so in this situation, I was walking and a car stopped trying to get my attention and wanting to take me out. And I had said no thank you because I didn't need a ride and I didn't want to exchange numbers. And then another car followed behind him and was like, "Yo, I know he just like somebody tried to holler at you about, can you just give me a chance to like shoot my shot?" So I've had situations like that. I've had I've had situations where I was literally walking to the library because I was studying for my ASVAB before I joined like the military. And I literally had my headphones in and this person just literally like touched my shoulder and it rubbed me the wrong way because I don't want to be touched randomly. Okay, this is supposed to be blessings, right? Oh, Okay. And well, I'm just talking about experiences now. And I don't want to be touched randomly. Like for me, it's like when a guy try to holler at me. But don't touch me. Just don't touch me. And we're good. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I repeat, do not touch me. I do not know you. You are a strange, horny man, as far as I'm concerned, until I get to know you. And even then, you're probably still strange and horny, but someone that I know after I get to know you. Um, and so, yeah, like, Okay, I will say too, some of the blessings my pretty privilege has gotten me was the fact that, like, when I got hired as an educator, I really feel like it was because I was pretty too. I mean, I had the grades, I had the experience, I had all that. But like when I showed up for the interview with the school district I wanted to teach with, I literally looked so pretty. I just know I look pretty because I made sure I looked pretty. And I went there and it was a white woman. She was pretty too, an older white woman that was interviewing me. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so pretty." And then, mother has the gift of gab and voice. And so we were talking, and I think she really took a liking to my energy, my beauty, and my intelligence. And she definitely, like, they hired me. So there have been a lot of situations where my pretty privilege has gotten me a lot of things. Even to the point where, like, okay, so I used to work at, like, CVS too. Oh my God, I'm taking you back to my college and educator days. Um, and I remember I was so sad and depressed because I didn't like CVS, respectfully. It's just dead inside. Ugh, nobody want to deal with that. But I need the money, and I'm the type that go out there and get it. I just do. I had 3 jobs when I was undergraduate getting my bachelor's. I really have, like, yeah, I grind. And so, and I still got straight A's. I had like them apples. Let me not. I'm sorry, Psycho Tonight. I told you, use your little catchphrase. But seriously, though. Anyway, so I was working at CVS, and I remember I was sad. I was sad. I was sad. I was sad. Okay. And this man gonna randomly tell me you should smile more. Okay, the blessing in that is that someone thinks that I should be happy because I'm attractive. But I still felt the type of way because, sir, I don't want to be here. Like, literally, this job sucks. But anyway, another situation that I had, um, oh my God, I have so many. I need to hone it in. Okay. Another situation I had too was like when I would walk. One day I was walking to like a Dollar Tree before. And what's funny to me, because this is when I was an educator and had my own apartment, was that I was kind of upset that day too. I was sad. I was so sad. And this man gonna try to hit on me, even though he sees that I'm sad. Why, Sway? How? How, Sway? How? Like, I think the blessing is that despite what circumstance in life I'm in, like literally, my pretty privilege always trumps it, if that makes sense. Like, seriously, when I think about it. And what's funny too is that my mutual friend that had been there for me, picking me up and everything from like Little Caesars when I worked there, and that introduced me to that older nice man. Me and him had actually like met because I was just taking a walk. And he had stopped by the side of the road and told me, was I an angel? He actually used to call me that. He used to call me his angel. He was like, Angel. And he was from Ghana and he was so sweet. I love his little accent and his dark skin. It's gorgeous. Um, and he was so sweet. He was so sweet. We had even talked about marriage and I really cared about him. I do. I do. I did and I do. Like, you ever meet somebody and you try to date, but you realize that it's not meant to be, but you still love them? It's like one of those things because he was one of the first men I ever met that really treated me like a person. since I stepped into my pretty privilege and after I graduated college, he was there when I started my educated career before I joined, the military. And I thought that it was so sweet how he was there for me to the best of his ability. Like, I remember I was in distress a lot of times. I felt scared. And I felt like, yo, like, I'm scared. Like, I'm starting my adult journey. I don't really have that support. I just really got to figure this out. And he was just like, you're going to be okay. You're a blessed woman. And he was telling me, like, like, mother, you're different. Like, girls like you that are very pretty, they would have sold their body by now, but you don't. You don't have to do that. You don't need to do that. And you don't do that. And so he respected me because I wasn't prostituting myself out to men for money, even though I have the looks to do that. He was really, 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 really respectful of the fact that I am waiting till marriage. He was respectful of the fact that I was not the type of woman that was easily swayed by a man. And I really, really, really adore that. I adore that he adored those parts of me that were like unscathed in that way. And how reassuring he was emotionally. He was very emotionally supportive. And financially, I remember when I was moving out of my parents' house and into my own apartment and my grandmother's house, he literally bought a moving truck and like helped me move my things and whatnot. It was so sweet. And like it's just things like that I think about, that I thank God for my beauty and also for my character internally. Because it's one thing to be beautiful, my Rosalynds and Rosikins, but it's another to be beautiful and to have the character to match, right? And the virtues. Now, am I perfect? Am I a saint? I'm not going to say that either. But what I am going to say is that I do have standards, I do have values, and I do know that whatever I choose to do as a grown ass woman, I have to be able to look at myself in the mirror and still be proud of myself. So there's a lot of things in life that I have not done, even though I had every opportunity to do them with someone and to someone, because I realized that I would be ashamed of myself as a grown ass woman. And so I did not cross certain lines. And I am proud of that. I am so proud of myself for that. And so when it comes down to my pretty privileged blessings, this is just a tip in the iceberg. I need to keep thinking. And even if I keep thinking, there are some things that I have literally forgotten because it literally became just my life at that point. When you're a pretty woman, you don't, after a certain amount of time, you stop counting how many things you get easier in life. You stop counting how many men approach you. You stop counting how many free things you get, how much free money you get. You just stop counting. You stop keeping score because it's just your lifestyle now. It's just what happens. It's not something that you need to keep a record of because there's just too many instances, too many occurrences. And so you just, do the best you can and just live your life and just chalk it up to, hey, this is what my normal life looks like. And I find it shocking at times that a lot of women that don't have pretty privilege cannot relate, and for me, this stuff is still like, when I think back on it, like, damn, like a man just literally stopped and just gave me money because, hold up, a man just literally bought my movie truck, right? Like, what? Like, I just think sometimes. And what's crazy is that's not even like everything that's been done for me. I still have things I remember that I might share later on in another video and I might not. But the point is that I felt like sharing this today because I just keep thinking, like, for real though, like, can you relate, my Rosalynds and Rosikins? Like, can you relate, Rosalynds, to like the feeling or the occurrences or the events of men just bending over backwards for you because you're pretty? Even women bending over backwards for you because you're pretty. And a lot of times I chalk it up to the favor of God, which it still is. I don't care what no one says. And because God gets the final say, right? Or should I say y'all? Y'all gets the final say. I have the favor of y'all over my life. But for me too, I do realize that just because you have favor, you can also chalk up your beauty to being favor. So you can say, I have the favor of y'all, right? Because you do. But that doesn't only mean like blessings such as making a way out of no way. Sometimes the blessing is also your beauty that helps you to have occurrences where people are willing to do things for you and take care of you. So I realized that too. And so yeah, I think about a lot of things. But comment down below if you have some pretty privileged blessings or just pretty privileged occurrences, you know, that you can also share. And I told you all to email mother. Let me know. Oh my God. I want to hear about your pretty privilege as brown slash dark skin exoticals because at the end of the day, mother is a brown slash dark skin exotical. And these are the pretty privilege blessings and occurrences that I have experienced. Just a tip of them, just a little bit of them I'm sharing in this video because of my pretty privilege as a brown slash dark skin exotical. So I want to know, what are some occurrences that you have also experienced? Because I simply cannot be the only one. I know I'm not. I know there are many beautiful brown slash dark skin exoticals, Rosalinds and Rosakins walking amongst us too. So please send in your story times and or comment below. And with that, mother is going to say, ciao.